I call this meeting of I call this meeting of the South Redford Board of Education at 6:32. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Lori Hicks,
Present.
Anthony Johnson.
Present.
Amanda Flesher,
Present.
Cheryl Flesher,
Present.
Nisha Early,
Present.
Daniel Winston. Present. Charlie Dollar.
Present. Next item on the agenda is approval of agenda. Are there any corrections to the agenda? Okay, on number 10, it should read, consider preliminary budget for the 26-27 school year. Next item on the agenda is superintendent communications. Mr. Bond.
Thank you, Madam President. This is one of my favorite evenings of the year and a very celebratory time frame. But first and foremost, before we get to some of our soon-to-be retirees, congratulations are in order to the graduating class of Thurston High School of 2026 for having its graduation commencement ceremony last week, Wednesday, in which we had incredible performances by both the choir as well as the band. And the keynote address was delivered by Dr. Anthony Mufara, who is a 2015 graduate of Thurston High School, who did an incredible job delivering the keynote address. We also had inspiring, uplifting messages from board member Winston, as well as Principal Rudy from Thurston High School. It was a very celebratory occasion in which several South Redford Board of Education members were there, as well as many staff members. It was so encouraging to see the amount of staff members that were there at Thurston's graduation commencement. Additionally, there was the 8th grade promotional commencement last week as well over at Thurston High School. And so hats off to the Pierce Middle School staff for hosting a successful 8th grade promotion over at Thurston last week. Also, many thanks are in order to the Fisher staff, particularly Mac Mohammed, Kyle Burr, Tara Emmendorfer, Amy Bruska, as well as Principal Coos, for hosting a successful packed mentoring picnic over on Saturday at Fisher Elementary School. It was wonderful to see the amount of families that were there. Vice President Misha Early was there, as well as Danielle King, as well as several other community members of the Fisher neighborhood. And so it was wonderful to see that transition in place as we prepare students for the upcoming school year. But also, congratulations are in order to the Thurston High School student athletes that participated in the girls flag football program. It was our first season in which the girls had an incredibly successful first season, in which they competed this past weekend at Ford Field and did quite well. And so we look forward to seeing the girls flag football team continue into its second season and to continue the momentum. And so many thanks are in order to Coach Darnell Gibson, and hats off to the girls for having their first successful season with flag football here in South Redford and at Thurston High School, and we look forward to that momentum being carried into next season. And so with that, Madam President, that concludes my communications this evening. Yeah, and then if there's commentary surrounding this morning at Jefferson, perhaps maybe you'd be so kind to speak to those particulars, but that was also a wonderful event, and I will leave that to you.
Next item on the agenda is board communications. Are there any?
Would you be so kind to recap Jefferson this morning?
First, I gotta let my board see if they have any. None? Okay. This morning at 9 a.m., Jefferson had their promotional ceremony for the pre-K And at 9:30, they had they called it the Jefferson Award. What was it called?
Jefferson Award ceremony, that's good.
Yeah, Jefferson Award ceremony. And it was just fantastic. And you want to know something? The good part about it is our principal, Kyla Page, is doing a fantastic job. And I have a comment to make. One of the parents that, when I first ran, she came up to me and she said, "We're doing great things in this district." And that made me feel so good for especially our board, because that lets us know that we're doing positive things. So I just had to let everybody know that it just sounds so good for her to tell us that we're doing great things and we've come a long way. Next item on the agenda is comments from the audience.
We have none.
All righty. All right, that's good. Next item on the agenda is consent agenda. Mr. Kinsey, I yield my chair
some water?
to you.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you. So as Superintendent Barbarevsky said, this is a celebratory night, but it's also bittersweet because we lose a lot of good people who have serviced the district for a number of years. You know, we have 6 people who we will recognize tonight. These 6 people have spent well over a century in our buildings. You know, this is not just time on the calendar. This is thousands of students taught, lessons planned late at night, and mornings showing up for kids who needed them. Some of them spent their whole careers here. Others came to us further along and still gave us the best of their years. So either way, they leave South Redford better than when they found it. So thank you for your years of service, for your steadiness, and for everything that you gave that never showed up in the job description. On behalf of Superintendent Barbarevsky, our school board, and the entire school, South Redford family, we wish you a long and well-earned retirement. Our SREA president, Mr. Bill Dyer, is also here tonight, and he will share a few words for their members. Mr. Dyer.
So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And as Mr. Kinsey has alluded to, you know, for our retirees from this year, probably if I added them all up would amount to close to maybe about 150 some years of experience here in South Redford, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. I love that for all of them, and for our district, which says a lot about us, that we're committed to staying here and improving our schools and improving our community. So many thanks to you. My name is Bill Dyer. I'm the SREA president, which is our education association, our teachers union, basically. So I service all of our 7 buildings and close to 200 members. So myself and Amy Shoby, who's our vice president, are here tonight just to, again, honor everybody's commitment to our membership, of course, and their dedication and service and love for all the students that they taught, all the families, the community here at South Redford in general. I mean, it takes a lot if you think about all those 150 years. This night tonight, obviously cannot really fairly, express all the thanks that we have for all the people that are retiring here tonight and all the things that they have done inside the classrooms and outside the classrooms too as well. So, you know, we have been really lucky that you guys have been members with us for all these years. We appreciated all your service, all your dedication for all of our kids. And in all honesty, we really have many hopes that all the adventures that you're about to hopefully experience will be great outside of that classroom. You know, and please know that we'll be thinking about you. Appreciate all that you've done here for all of your kids, each lesson at a time, each day at a time, each week, each month, each quarter at a time. We really appreciate all that you've done. Please, like to let you know that we have a small gift for you two as well. Our plan was to give you our gifts on Wednesday night's party, end of the year party. If you didn't sign up or don't happen to make that party, we will make sure we get those to you personally. So just wanted you to know about that. So again, more than anything, best of luck to all of you. Much love to all of you that have given all of your commitment to this district, all your love, all your years, all your tears, all your smiles, all your joy, all of that to our district. Really appreciate and love you so much for that. And really a special thanks to Jerry, who retired, to give me some hope that I could maybe get to the top of the CPA. Which may not happen, but I'll be close. So thank you again from the two of us, on behalf of all of us, the 188 people that we represent in all of our buildings. Thank you once again.
Thanks, Bill. So now what I'm going to do is I will call each retiree, and we're going to honor them with their service bill and also their blanket. We did something new this year, compliments of Ms. Gerlach. Thank you, Ms. Gerlach. Great idea, by the way, because I want one now. So we'll start with Ms. Geraldine Barnauskas, who has given the district 38.5 years at Vandenberg. So, Ms. Barnauskas, would you please stand? Service bell, thank you very much. You want me to open the blanket and show everybody?
Sure.
Okay. See it? I was trying to open it neat so you can put it back in. I'll give it back to you. Make sure it's right side up. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
Good taste. Good taste.
Well done, well done, well done.
Mr. Bob, will I get one when I return?
Absolutely.
I really did used to work at
That's
TJ
all
Maxx.
right.
I did. I know how to do
It's
this.
okay.
I know how to do it. Here. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jerry, here's your bag.
Now, a few words. If anyone has any words they would like to share about Jerry, now's your opportunity.
Well, when we have snow days, we just wrap up in South Redford.
Is it okay if I say a little something?
Yes, please, please. You earned it.
So, actually, I grew up in Redford in the north end, and I went to parochial school, but during the summers when I was in college, I worked for the Parks and Recreation, and I was like a playground person. I did arts and crafts, and I was actually outside in the summer on the playgrounds in South Redford, teaching kids arts and crafts. And I always wanted to give back to the community of Redford, and I had that chance when I got a job here. And it was way back when overhead projectors were the height of technology, and used to have that thing that had all the chalk on it, and you pulled it across the board and made lines. And so a lot has changed, and actually I taught in a parochial school before I came here, so I've actually taught 43 years, but it really and truly went by in a blink of an eye, and I'm just so proud of this district, proud to have been part of it, and it has been the privilege of my lifetime to work here, so.
Just a couple of words from not only me, but also our staff. So it's very special today. I mean, James said it well, it is bittersweet. Jerry has been here for 38.5 years. She has dedicated her heart, her energy, and is very passionate to all of our kids And also, all of our staff and me, I remember meeting you the first day, and Jerry took me under her wing like she does all of her kids. Third grade is where students grow, from learning to read to reading to learn, and that's where the confidence blooms. And I mean, what everybody knows, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is that Jerry has a joy of reading. And she instills that, see, I see it. She instills that every day in her students. The curiosity really starts to take flight within her classroom. She is very creative. Now I understand the playground and the arts and crafts. But what makes her truly special is not just the lessons that she taught, but literally she has inspired so many families and so many kids, and is involved many times over in going to different functions and plays and baseball games and what have you. Jerry is always there for our students and for us as well, right guys? But has really touched the lives of generational students. And we talk about this at Vandenberg all the time, like we have generational families, and Jerry's been there for that, all that time. But really, they walked out more confident, more capable, and are really lifelong learners. It doesn't happen by chance. She plans. She is a teacher who truly believes in our kids and believes in why we do what we do. She has created a classroom that is more than just a place of learning. It's fun, it's engaging, and more importantly, a safe place for everyone. Where students can really take risks and ask questions and be themselves and celebrate their successes. And like, I have a loud voice, as you guys know, but Jerry also has this fun little like laugh and everything. And I remember like walking down the hallways and I'm like, what is going on? And it was Jerry Bernowskis. But as a colleague and also as a principal, like I just truly appreciate all the conversations that we've had throughout my years. You've taught me a lot. I just really appreciate you and I honor you. And I'm so happy to have your whole family here supporting you today. So Jerry, you are one in a million and I love you.
Okay, I don't see him here tonight, but if we can just give a round of applause for Miss Jeffrey Berger, who has had 25 years over at Thurston teaching history. So, next we have Miss Sarah Gerlach, who has given 26 years to South Redford over at Fisher teaching second grade. Second grade, that's it, just second grade all the time? Oh, fourth grade? Oh, you were all over the place. Thank you, Ms. Gerlach. California, right? Thank you. Congratulations.
Jerry's very outgoing. I can be outgoing. Not right now.
Principal Hughes?
I can say a few words. I don't know if I'll say it like Lisa. I think if I can get through this, I'll be in good shape. She's an important person to me. So, today we celebrate Sarah and her incredible, as an incredible educator who impacted, who will impact, will be felt for years to come. She's the kind of teacher who makes teaching look effortless, and I mean that. Because you just go in there and you see a lot of things happening, but just all flows. Every day she came to work, gave her best to her students, quietly created successful stories after successful story. Her classroom is a place of respect, structure, learning, and caring. A place where students knew they were valued and challenged to do their best. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but her family affectionately calls her a peacock. And the comparison could not be more fitting. Like a peacock, she possesses a quiet beauty, grace, and confidence that draws people in. Peacock is admired for their vibrant colors and elegant presence in just that much way. She has brought brightness, creativity, and joy to us all around her with her paper plate awards and all
her other little things she gives us at a time. But a peacock is also known to be proudly displaying its magnificent feathers, and throughout her career, she has showcased that very best quality of an educator: wisdom, patience, compassion, and dedication. Her influence extends far beyond the classroom walls. So as we begin this well-earned retirement, we thank you for your years of service and the lives that you have touched and the examples that you have set for us. We wish you the best in happiness and adventures and the many joyous days ahead. You will be deeply missed.
I just want to say from back here, Sarah, thank you for being the best teammate ever. We have had so many years together. She taught my daughter.
Yep. Next, we have Miss Thea Homer. Miss Thea Homer. 29 years teaching art between Fisher and Vandenberg. Thank you.
And first grade and second grade.
And first grade and second. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Who's and I are gonna
Uh-oh.
change.
I got it already, I'm refreshed.
Okay, so Kus and I have the just incredible position to share Thea. So first of all, Thea, thank you so much. As an educator, we are so proud to stand tonight together, united as principals, to support you. You are extraordinary and one of the most creative people I have ever met. I think it might be generational with your mom here.
Might be.
Yeah, but passionate artist and really truly remarkable. Like just having a family of very creatives in a sense. Deeply valued member not only at Fisher but also at Vandenberg. You are what I'm gonna say a ride or die for South Redford. And literally through your paint, your color, all of your expertise, you truly make your classroom come alive. It is vibrant, it is inclusive, it is safe, it is respectful, so it is amazing. And I mean, like, I am not creative in that, so like, I don't understand it, but I have learned throughout my time with Thea. You're building imagination and confidence and helping students see a world that as a student, I never experienced, so like I am truly grateful. We are grateful.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, I know 4 years ago when I came into the building and the little crazy redheaded lady was like, I got an idea. And Thea looks at me, she's like, what? And I was like, I love Arts Beats Eats from Royal Oak. Can we do it here? And she's like, sure. What do you need from me? So that's how Arts Beats Eats and Reading was created at Fisher. And it has been just an amazing journey with you to see all that art that you brought. I mean, you had glow nights and the forest that we had, the Enchanted Forest this year was amazing. And just seeing that art and just knowing that each child could create and, you know, nothing is ever wrong. It's just all right and how you present it to them. And it's just been, you know, just it's been an honor to work with you. So thank you so much for that.
It's been an honor to work here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So Thea, you are truly a masterpiece filled with passion, dedication, and heart. We vibed on us together. And like any great work of art, your impact is timeless. So thank you so much. We celebrate you today.
Okay, next up, we don't see him here tonight, but if you ever have one of his amazing cookies, he's Chef Tony, who helped start our hospitality and tourism over here in our innovation center for CTE. But he's also retiring after giving 4 years of service to South Redford. He had many, many years elsewhere before even coming to South Redford. But just in a conversation with him, I think the week before last, he says out of all those years, these right here were truly his best. So let's give it up for Chef Tony. And then also, last but not least, we have on our, actually we have two others that we like to announce. And you don't see them on here because they're not necessarily SREA members. However, they have given, countless effort and countless years. And we feel like they definitely deserve to be recognized just like anyone else who's also retiring. So we'd like to recognize Ms. Denise Snyder, who is a paraprofessional over at Fisher, who gave us 35 years. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I couldn't have done my job without this lady.
Oh,
There's no way.
There's no way.
Oh, no.
And I just have a few words. So Denise was a dedicated member of our community since 1991. She's been here, there, and everywhere. She served as a kindergarten aide and then as a paraprofessional in the end of her career. She was more than that. You know, over her decades, she has touched the lives of countless children with your patience and your kindness and your steady support. For me, each morning, I looked forward to seeing what cute Snoopy t-shirt you had and I knew, you know, what you were gonna wear to work, but also just knowing that you made that connection with kids, because they also looked forward to those Snoopy t-shirts, because they always make me smile. Your presence in their classroom, working with small group with Win, you know, has been a true gift to our school at Fisher. I know you've changed the lives of so many because of that, Denise. So I thank you for all your years of experience at Fisher, and you will be truly missed.
And last but not least, she's not here tonight, but we'll also like to recognize another aide over at Fisher, Miss Jessie. We call her Miss Jessie, but I'm going to hack the last name, Kozlowski, who's given 12 years over at Fisher. So please, a round of applause for Miss Jessie. So on September 1st, we'll be thinking about you guys. But no, really, enjoy the retirement. Thank you. Thank you for all you gave to South Redford.
Congratulations.
So this evening, we're also proud to recognize another group of outstanding educators who have achieved tenure in our district. So as you know, earning tenure is not simply about years of service. It's a reflection of demonstrated skill in the classroom, resilience despite changing expectations, and willingness to grow and adapt in order to meet the needs of every learner that comes before us. So all while remaining committed to South Redford. So I'm going to call your name tonight, and if you would, please stand and remain standing. Let's start with Mr. Jesse Donahue. He's Spanish over at Pierce. Ms. Reagan Essman, math over at Pierce. Mr. Scott Meadow, economics at Thurston. Ms. Aubrey Sneed, language arts at Pierce. Ms. Ashley Hutchins, science at Pierce. Ms. Jamie Peterson, second grade at Vandenberg. Ms. Alexandra McBroom, fifth grade at Fisher. Ms. Gina Hawkins, counselor at Pierce. Ms. Milka Haas, instructional coach at Adams. And Ms. Christine Beitler, first grade at Adams. So thank you. On behalf of Superintendent Barbara Vesky, our school board, and our entire school district, we thank you for your countless hours you invest in our students and the relationships that you build with the professionalism that you bring to this noble work. Congratulations on this well-earned achievement, and thank you for choosing to share your talents with South Redford. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Do I have a board member willing to adopt?
To the chair?
Yes.
I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
To the support?
Support.
Did you say that, Misha?
I did say support. Oh, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? 0 nays? 7 ayes and 0 nays. Adoption. Resolution adopted. Next, now, we're going to take a 10-minute break so we can congratulate our retirees and our teachers that completed tenure.
You said 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At 7:03.
Yes.
Brian loves
Sit down, Jason. Come on, man.
All right.
7:15.
I call this meeting back together
7:15.
at 7:15, you said?
Yep.
Okay, next item on the agenda is report Sex Education Advisory Board.
Thank you, Madam President. To update the board and recognize those that have been meeting and working on the requirements for the South Redford School District as it pertains to the Sex Ed Advisory Board, I would like to turn it over to our Curriculum Instruction and Assessment Director, Ms. Amy Davidson, who also happens to serve as the SEAB supervisor for the committee. So I will turn it over to Amy.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. This is quite a change after all that excitement, so just give me a second, pull it together. No, very exciting. Actually, we're very happy to please and report tonight the progress of the Sex Education Advisory Board. Just to give the Board of Education a little bit of background, public acts like 165 and 166 require that as a public school district, we provide specific education in communicable diseases and essentially safe sexual practices. The extent to which we do so is determined by what is called the Sex Education Advisory Board, or SEAB, or sometimes known as a SEAB. Over the last few years, we've been working very hard to reinstate the Sex Ed Advisory Board. It has always existed, but during COVID, certainly there were challenges of that group meeting offline and online and not in person, and making it the contribution that it needs to be for our students in terms of outcomes. So tonight I have co-chair Elizabeth Duperrin, who was kind enough to stay and join us this evening, who is going to lead us through an update we have for you, and then we'll be coming back to you in the fall as well. So, okay, Elizabeth, take it away. I should also indicate, although she will introduce, we also have a member of the Sex Ed Advisory Board, Claire Duperrin, as well as board member Cheryl Flesher here this evening. There were a couple parents who may have been able to join us, but as we all know, it's a busy season, so thank you. So Claire's providing you with a written update so that in case you're a visual person, you'll have what you need. Take it away.
So we have met three or four times this year. I came in kind of into the school year to help Beth Harris out and have been learning with Amy's help as I go. So who are we? We have three parents, Dorothy Smith, Tiffany Arnold, and Alicia Fullolove, who have been joining us, along with Cheryl Flesher. We have two teachers, Amy Bruska and Kelly Elm, and then Ashley Hutchings, who just left, is going to join us next year. Michelle Dalton, who's the nurse practitioner for Corewell Health at the clinic over at Pierce, she has joined us. We have one student, although Claire graduated, so she will be gone next year, but she has enlisted the help of a couple of other students that will join us next year. And then Pastor Glass has joined us now as our member of the clergy. And we are looking to grab some more parents and students and such, teachers. So what we've done so far is we've recruited parents, some medical staff, and clergy. We meet regularly. We met, like I said, 3 or 4 times this year. And we have, I think we have a date for the beginning of next year already on the calendar. We've looked at some preliminary data with MyFi and Student Voice, and some pre and post tests with the curriculum that has been taught. We've discussed the laws and the requirements of staff, and we've done some evaluating of current practices and looking at kind of what we need moving forward. And then we've composed our philosophy, assumptions, and goal, which is all going to be part of the 2-year report, which we will show you next year. Our goal is to equip students with the knowledge and skills to develop healthy relationships and to avoid sexual behaviors that put them at risk for HIV, other STIs, and unintended pregnancy. What we are doing is we're working with RISA to complete the 2-year report. Amy and I just spent a long morning over at RISA working on the 2-year report and showing them what we had done and what we need to change and edit. We're staying on current changes and providing updates to curriculum options and looking at different options and what is a little bit maybe more recent. We're attending all of the county seed meetings, myself or Amy, or sometimes both of us attend. And then I regularly attend the Zoom special education, HIV, sex ed, community of practice meetings, which are held about once a month. Our plans moving forward, we want to recruit more parents, students, and clergy. We had a pretty nice number of people that joined us this year. I think all of them will still have students in the district next year, so none of them will be graduating out. One of them has an elementary going into middle. One of them has 2 middle school students, and Tiffany Arnold has a high school student. So we're good with those 3, and then we're gonna try to add more. We're looking forward to completing and submitting our 2-year report. We will keep meeting and evaluating, looking to meet 3 or 4 times again next year with some new members. And then review and recommend curriculum tools for sex education at each level. We are also looking to hopefully get somebody that can teach health at the elementary level, so we can have some health education at the the middle school level, as well. So that is where we are. Any questions?
What questions
To the chair.
Yes.
What grade do they start sex ed in now?
So 4th grade starts the first curriculum of puberty to wonder years.
Okay, I think that's how it was 30 years ago.
Correct.
So it hasn't changed.
It has not, but some of the guidelines
Yeah,
have changed.
well, and I'm sure that it's not a VHS tape anymore either, right?
What's that?
It's not a VHS tape anymore.
It is not.
Yeah.
But there are updated versions of the curriculum. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. More out than there used to be, just in decades before. Yeah, 4th grade. Yes. Questions? Well, we just want to thank the parents who've been regularly involved, giving up their own time, and our students, as well as staff members, because it's a particular makeup for the Sex Ed Advisory Board, and it's really important to, just like our strategic plan asks us to, have that particular connection with the community, with our leadership, and with our families. So, thank you.
I got a question to the chair, sorry. Recruit more parents, students, clergy. Is there some numbers in your head that you would like for parents and students? Like, if we had 10 parents, we had 12 students, or?
So actually, the board itself shouldn't be, I believe it's more than 20 or so. It starts to get difficult, right, to have relational load. Half of whoever exists on the board must be parents. And not parents employed within the school district, just operating there as parents. So that's really the goal. It's not so much the number. So, you know, if we have the 3 parents or 4 or 5 parents, as long as they comprise 50%, then we're in good shape. But it's always good to have some other options with people too, because people are committed to other parts of their life. That way they can provide another perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
To the chair?
Yes.
I just have a comment. I just want to comment Amy and Elizabeth for pulling the committee together and growing it, and they're a pleasure to work with. It's a really good committee, and they're gonna get there. So thank you both.
Yeah.
With my help.
Yeah. Everyone's help. whole group. Thank you.
I have a real quick question. Do we have any students that sit on the board?
Yes, so Claire has sat on it before, and I think 2 or 3 years prior to that, we had 2 students. We had a male and a female student. What inevitably happens is, you kind of want to bring a student who, is going to have some perspective and be willing to speak, as most students would, right around 7th or 8th grade perhaps. But sometimes they're often a junior, a sophomore, junior, so they outgrow the board, so it's time to recruit often. So Claire has already done that for us. Thanks, Claire.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is consider public budget for the 2026-2027 school year.
Thank you, Madam
A
President.
public hearing is now open at 7:25 p.m. for the purpose of hearing the public on the adoption of the operating budget of the South Redford School District for the fiscal year 2026-2027 and the proposed tax millage rate to be levied to support the adopted 2026-2027 school year budget. All interested parties will be heard, and all aspects of this matter are open for discussion. If there are people who wish to comment, we appreciate you taking the time to present your options. Please step up to the podium, state your name for the record, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Now, Mr. Bowers.
Thank you, Madam President. At the May 18th board meeting, our finance director, Mickey Borey, presented the upcoming 2026-2027 budget to the Board of Education, which demonstrated that expenditures of $61,527,359 are $1,388,217 greater than the 25-26 final budget, in which the board approved on May 18th, 2026. Of the projected revenues for the upcoming school year, the revenues anticipated are $63 million, $238,766, which is $2,832,705 greater than the final budget that the board approved on May 18th, 2026. Therefore, the adoption of this budget that was presented to the Board of Education on May 18th would result in an increase to the district's fund balance in the amount of $1,731,407. The total fund balance projection on June 30th of 2026 would be $7,190,757. Madam President and members of the Board of Education, there is a resolution attached for your consideration.
The chair?
Yes.
I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
Do I have a support?
Don't we have to come out of the public meeting?
Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Since there are no further comments to be heard, the public hearing is now closed at 7:28 p.m. Okay, now,
Now I would like to move the resolution, please.
it's been moved by Mrs. Fletcher. Do I have a support?
Support.
It's been supported by Mrs. Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? roll call on that, please.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Anthony Johnson. Lori Hicks.
Hey.
Amanda Fletcher.
Aye.
Cheryl Fletcher.
Aye.
Misha Early.
Aye.
Daniel Winston, aye. Ms. Tolliver?
Aye.
All right.
7 ayes.
No?
He said that.
Didn't you say
He
nay?
said-
He said yes. He said
Oh,
yes.
okay,
aye.
I'm sorry.
He said aye. 7 ayes, 0 nays. Resolution adopted. Next item on the agenda is establish 2026 tax levy.
Thank you, Madam President. The 2026 taxable value for property in South Redford is approximately 5.4% higher than the 2025 taxable value. The school district is authorized to levy no more than 18 mills for general operation on non-homestead property. This year, the additional voted non-homestead operating millage has no millage reduction fraction. The sinking fund millage is subject to a millage reduction fraction of 0.9694 this year. The district will levy 1.938 mills for a building and site sinking fund, which was approved by our voters in May of 2022. The funds generated by this millage are recorded in a special fund for capital projects. It is recommended that the board establish the 2026 tax levy rate for the South Redford School District to be 18 mills on non-homestead property for general operating and 7.95 mills on all property for debt retirement and 1.9389 mills for building and site sinking fund. Attached for the board's information is a copy of the 2027 tax rate request, and a resolution is attached for board consideration this evening.
Do I have a board member willing to adopt the resolution?
To the chair,
Yes?
I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
Do I have a support? Support. It's been adopted by Mrs. Fletcher and supported by Mrs. Early. Could you do a roll call, please?
I heard it correctly.
Anthony Johnson. Say it again. I had to say your name first.
Aye.
Yes. Amanda Fletcher.
Aye.
Lori Hicks.
Aye.
Ms. Cheryl Fletcher.
Aye.
Misha Early.
Aye.
Daniel Winston, aye. And Shirley Tolliver.
Aye. 7 ayes, 0 nays. Resolution adopted. Next item on the agenda is adopt rules and regulations of the Michigan Michigan High School Athletic Association for the 2026-2027 school year. Mr. Bowden.
Thank you, Madam President. It is recommended that the Board of Education adopt the rules and regulations of the Michigan High School Athletic Association for interscholastic athletic competition for the year August 1st, 2026 through July 31st, 2027. Membership in the Michigan High School Athletic Association and local enforcement of the regulations in the MHSAA handbook are necessary for participation in MHSAA meets and tournaments. If a school district fails to adopt the rules of the Michigan High School Athletic Association or fails to enforce those rules, then the school district will be jeopardizing its eligibility and opportunities to participate in the Michigan High School Athletic Association sponsored athletic activities. The changes that have been adopted by the Michigan High School Athletic Association for the 26-27 school year have been reviewed and have been found to be consistent with the district's philosophy regarding high school and middle school interscholastic athletics. Attached are the minutes of the Michigan High School Athletic Association Incorporated Representative Council meeting that includes the changes. We also have Athletic Director Mr. Lawrence Reeves here this evening, should the board have any particular questions. There is also a resolution attached for the board's consideration, should it so choose.
Are there any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I have a question. Ask the same question. Mr. Reeves, is there anything that has happened in the past year that kind of caught your eye, like, or is it kind of just par for the course as far as any rule changes or updates?
This year, nothing that is out of the ordinary that I feel is, and pretty much our league feels it's unscrupulous through high school sports. There is the introduction of NIL to high school, but there's specific rules. The way that NIL works, if you're familiar with college athletics, is athletes can get paid for image and likeness, get paid contracts to play college sports, as opposed to just getting paid for their education. The way that it works in high school would be, say that Marco's Pizza has an athlete at Thurston, you can get free pizza at Marco's if you do a commercial for us. The way that it works is, I would submit the information to you that this person has an NIL contract, and there's certain rules that have to be followed for it to be enacted. So if there's anything that's been different, it's the adoption of NIL for high school students, but it'd be for pretty much the top of the top high school students. There are some kids who are getting free donuts, and there are some kids who are getting paid to, have their image and likeness for a commercial. It's just the growth of athletics as we see it's mimicking the college. Interscholastic is mirroring collegiate athletics with NIL adoption. So that's pretty much the biggest thing that's happened this year, is that high school students can now get paid and get endorsements in high school. But there are specific rules that need to be followed, and just like everything else in MHSAA, if we were to get an athlete who is eligible for an NIL deal, then we would follow all the rules that would be necessary for that to happen. And you guys would know about it.
Any other questions? Okay. Do I have a board member willing to adopt the resolution?
To the chair. I'd like to move the adoption of the following resolution, please.
Do I have a support?
Support.
Mr. Winston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'd like to thank you all for your support and dedication to Thurston Athletics and our students. It's really paying off. We had a championship in our league in each season in football, boys basketball, bowling, and girls track. So student athlete participation is up as well, and that comes from the support of this board, our superintendent, and central office administration, teachers, coaches. So appreciate all of South Redford for what they do for the athletic programming here, because it is giving students really good opportunities to learn in extraordinary ways. So I thank you all.
You're welcome, and thank you.
All in favor?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? 0 nays, 7 ayes. Resolution adopted. Next item on the agenda, discuss state aid note for cash flowing borrowing. Mr. Bauer.
Thank you, Madam President. To speak with the board this evening about the recommendation for a state aid note for the upcoming school year, I would like to turn it over to the Finance Director, Ms. Mickey Borey.
Good evening, Board President and Board. We wanted to make sure, the last 2 years we've done a state aid note, and we would like to discuss doing that again this year. In the next board meeting, I will be bringing bringing that to you. We all know that in September,
we do not get a payment in. So we wanna make sure that we can make our payroll and all our subsequent bills. So I am asking for you to discuss, the consideration of, getting a state aid note again this year to make sure that we can cover those expenses.
Are there any questions? Yes.
What's that number looking like?
Working on it.
Oh,
You will
here
know
we
that.
go.
I apologize, last year, we borrowed 1.9. This is a state aid note, we do pool and, to get best rates. Like I said, it's all paid off, we pay that off in the same year, but it is just to protect ourselves, to make sure that, all funding is able to go through, especially when we go the month without getting any state aid.
No rough estimate, 2.6, 3.9, 8.7?
I would assume around about the same.
About the same? Okay.
But I am currently working on that.
Cool.
Good Chair,
Yes.
what's the interest on that? Last year, what was it?
I will have to get back with you about that. I do not know off the top of my head. I apologize.
And then I have another, I don't know if this is like it's not really a question. How many, do a lot of districts do the state aid note in Michigan?
It depends on the district and where their funding is and where their concern is, where their cash flow and where everything falls when it comes to when you get to September and you have to wait that entire month, a lot is going on then as well.
So
it's more of a,
And when are they supposed to actually have the state's budget in?
What's that?
When is it supposed to be in, as opposed to when they do
The
it?
state budget we're supposed to have that by July 1st.
But we never get it by July.
Not a never, last year it was quite late. As we all know, we didn't receive it until October. That's not, it's not contingent on the state budget. It's because of the state funding in September that you don't receive the payment in September. So you wanna make sure that the funding that all of your funding is covered, your payroll and any expenses of especially the timing of the year. Being prepared for any of that and all of that that's coming through for the beginning of the year.
And that has to be paid during that school year, paid
Yes.
back.
It has to be paid back, yes. And we have taken one the last 2 years, but we had not for several years, but I mean, there was a handful of years that we did not need to. Again, we don't wanna get ourselves in a situation where, we could possibly have something occur that, we need to cover. We wanna make sure that we still have the contingencies in place for anything that could happen. We have older buildings, we have that, those types of situations where we wanna make sure that, we still have that, cash flow, that if any emergencies do arise, that we can cover them as well. So it's that safety net that we're ensuring ourselves.
Thank you.
I know for a couple of years, we had a line of credit for that. Is it much less expensive to borrow this way or the other way?
I'm not sure what the rates were back then. I have no idea what we all had set up. I would say yes. I mean, we are pooling, we do pool, we do choose to do that. I would have to look back and get back with, what it was costing us, and let you know.
With the pooling concept, with the pooling concept that Mickey's referring to with other districts from across the state, the rates are more competitive and more favorable for districts.
But the nice thing about that too also is that you don't have to necessarily borrow it all at once.
Right.
And then you can pay it back during the course of the year, rather than waiting and having to pay all the interest back at the end of the year.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So again, you know, we want to make sure that we can cover everything. We want to make sure that if anything were to occur, that we have that established where we are able to especially make our payroll.
And once we establish it, we're in it for the year.
Yes.
Anyone else? Next item on the agenda is discuss board policy. On November 10th, 2025, the board resolved to retain Miller Kent Johnson as the district's board policy service provider. The Board of Education Policy Manual Committee has met frequently with Miller Johnson to review recommended changes to the board's policy manual. The recommended update have been submitted to each board member for review, and the board will discuss the adoption of a new board policy manual as presented by Miller Johnson. I will yield my chair to Mrs. Fletcher.
Okay, I know we got the final run of corrections and possible things. We didn't get it until late Saturday. So I personally have not had time, and I would guess the rest of you didn't, because I was at my granddaughter's recital. The only thing I can ask you guys to do is, if you have any questions from our workshop that I might be able to answer, or take the next week and a half to review this second batch of corrections, and then get back to either Mr. Bobovetsky or myself about any questions or concerns, and it'll come back to the table. And we might have to push off considering it another 2 weeks if we're not at the place where we're all comfortable in moving forward with the changes. So does anyone have any questions or concerns, or?
At this point, I'm definitely for holding it off until we actually have a chance to review the whole thing, because like you said, it was Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take a while to make sure it's covered. And then to give the board time to look at it if they have any questions.
So, the committee would like to suggest that we look at our, is this the last?
The changes, yeah, Chris
Look at the
gave us.
changes, and if anyone has any questions, or then give it back to us at least by the next week and a half. Yes?
Sure. So, for clarifying, are we gonna come back and have a discussion at the table, or are we just setting stuff out, and the next time we will be having a consider for the board?
No, we're gonna have a discussion at the table.
Okay.
What possible consider, if we can get to that point, if the board has reviewed it.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get
But we're
clarity.
gonna have to have a discussion, and right now we can't, we haven't had time to review
I
it.
just want clarity on what was going.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because on the agenda, it says discuss board
Right,
policy.
right, I just wanted to make sure that it was gonna be a discussion at the table, not
Right.
just a
Yes, it
consider.
will.
Yeah,
No,
it wouldn't be advisable just to go
No.
straight to it. I wouldn't be
No,
comfortable
no.
until the board has processed it all.
Okay, thank you.
So don't forget, a week, no later than a week and a half, if you have any questions that you need us to answer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Next item on the agenda is comments from the audience.
You have none.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is Plus Delta Plan for Improvement. Mrs. Davis.
Madam President and Board, what processes help the board's work this evening?
To the chair,
Yes?
we had a good turnout for our retirees and tenure people, so that would be a plus. And I also appreciated the update from the sex ed board. I think that's my first one since being on the board, so
Okay.
it's nice to have that information.
Okay. Any other?
To the chair? I have
Yes.
a comment. We have a couple of gentlemen that have diligently been attending our board meetings, and I'd like to recognize both of these two gentlemen that have shown up, struggled through, watched, and thank you guys for being concerned and for being here.
Yes?
My comment would be is I thought it, because when I was leaving home and I'm looking at it again, I'm going, oh, I have no idea how long this will take. So everything was coordinated well together, and I think the meeting went off smoothly.
Thank you.
What opportunities would help the board's work in the future, Deltas?
I don't believe we have any deltas. So if there's nothing more that comes before this board, I adjourn this meeting at 7:51.